Through spiritual mathematics, I can explain why violence is in video games and children are doing it so soon because the world and the earth itself, the universe, is evolving. That's why kids are learning these things at an early age. It seems horrible for them to do it. It seems bad for them to learn about sex. It seems bad for them to learn about violence. But what's bad is that we're hiding it from them and they have to find it from other ways. The thing that's given up is people haven't been taking much effort into watching their kids. Their kids would not be finding, like, take this, for example, every parent, even me, because I didn't see it as a big deal, because it was okay with me, and now my parents didn't like it, and it got a little bit lighter and lighter. Like, sex on TV, swear words on TV, drug references in TV, video games with drug references, video games with violence and killing on TV, sexual innuendos on TV. Everywhere you look, there's sexual innuendos and innuendos of violence, and fighting is cool now because it's on a sport. So kids do it all the time. I was a wrestler. I learned through all these things because they were my channels of learning. Kids are doing this at a young age because they know on a mass way that getting through to everybody is showing violence. But it takes that person to do the quote-unquote right thing and notice that they wouldn't do that to other people. But instead, they see that people get popular from doing it now, or it's the way to get things you want. And that's what they start following. That's the spiritual mathematics of why violence is bad, or drugs are bad, or things like that are bad, because you put a negative connotation to it. We put a negative connotation to drugs for such a long time. And now people are going to know that mushrooms aren't negative at all. That's why they're in Mario. And you get one-ups when you eat a mushroom, or you get more life back when you eat a mushroom. When you eat food from the ground that you find in the video game, it heals you. Not exactly the meat, but, you know, Zelda's a divine character. Link's a divine character, so his vibration's high. So whatever he eats is giving him nourishment. So that actually fits that game. And like certain games, like, you're just looking for nourishment. It's going to give you some nourishment. Doesn't mean you're healthy. But you know what I'm saying? I'm going a little off into the other realms, the imaginal realms of Zelda, because I can be Link. I've been Link. I've acted as Link. I've played the whole game as Link, being the character. I don't want to be the bad guy, but I have enough memory that I can play that scene as Link and remember the patterns. How cool is that? I can teach my own kids how to play Ocarina of Time from inside the game Ocarina of Time as that pixelated entity that if you find them on their frequency, they will allow you to play too. Most of them won't because it's their turn to do that and they want to. But they'll let you do it for a little bit. Like, it'll seem like an hour, but it'll only take 10 minutes of your time when you're focused on it. I mean, I know it sounds really weird, but it's awesome and I've been doing it. I mean, it would at least make sense how I did it, right? Well, all you have to do is believe that you can do that. And because I'm having other things that are smaller and smaller that happened, that led up to this happen, like, my belief grows every time. And every time my belief grows, it grows more, and it grows more. And I'm like, holy cow. So, and you know what's funny is I'm so tied up in whatever that I had a check that was down the street from my last stop at the hot dog shop. And I actually killed time just so I could wait till the hot dog shop opened to get it. And I forgot about the hot dog shop because I don't care about money. And I'm not going back now. I don't care about a check. It's $100 and some, but I don't care. I don't need $100 and some. I already have $100 and some in the bank, so I would need another $100 and some to put on top of it to be cool. Look at all this money. I have $200 and some now. I'll put this $200 and some together. It's the next money I get and go, yeah. And if I got to use some money so I can get something so that somebody cooperates, performs a service, or is nice to me, I'll use this money. That's what this money's for, to get people to cooperate, perform a service, or be nice to you. That's about it. And that's sad when you look at it like that. We need money in order to persuade people to do that. Not always, not all people, but to some degree, most people. Everybody's got a price. That's why that was $1 Million Man. All those characters in wrestling were all those different characters so that I'd notice them, or so that other people would notice them, because I noticed them like that, and that's what helped the Messiah of this level do it. I'm the Messiah of the modern level, not the BC. It's going to be AD, because that's going to be after Dan. Now, that's my name backwards, DA. That's actually all that means, but nobody's going to believe that. But God and Jesus knew that that was going to happen, so they sort of just missed it. They said it backwards. And now, people are going to, when they actually realize that I know what I'm talking about, there's going to be a time period where they call it the DA, because all the religious beliefs up to this point are going to change. Everything up to this point will change. The mass society of people is going to understand that this is what's actually happening. And the people that want to follow those religions can. but they're honestly going to know that that's part of the game, and it is happening because God and Jesus and Buddha and all those different divine spirits are actually here, and they want to teach their levels. They want to teach their part of the game. But people will understand that there's more levels to the game. Even the spiritual and religious game, those all have multiple levels, and I've done them, and that's why I'm where I'm at, because I've done the shamanic practices. I've done the Buddhist traditions. I've done the mantras and the seances and the staring at the third eye and the blessing of the chakras and the yoga. I didn't have to really get much into yoga because I did it with all the other ones. By doing those things and having a smart mind to interpret why I'm able to do these things is because I've done the work. If people don't understand why I could do it and they can't, they'd have to understand or ask the people that know me how much effort I put into stuff. When I believe in something, I put effort into it, and I figure the shit out. I said I was going to do it. I set my mind to it. I said I'm going to save the world, and I'm doing it. And I'm still in the process of doing it. And if people want to help me, it's up to them. I can't make them, because I made sure that I can't affect free will. I added that rule to the game. Now, if that isn't love, because I don't want to make you do something you don't want to do, I added that rule that I can't. Like, other people do it all the time. Other people will lie to you and connive you and whatever. So if I lie to people, I'm doing it in the way that I know is best for them, because I definitely already know that I just seriously can't say something to manipulate somebody. I've given myself that power, and they granted it. So whenever I say something that's sort of a lie, and it seems like it's leading somebody the wrong way, it's only because they have to go that way in order to find their next thing. But I haven't told anybody a lie since I got granted that power, but I've already asked that question. So what if I feel like I'm going to lie? And they're like, well, you will still feel like you're telling a lie in the human sense, but you're telling them what they need to hear so that they go the right way, what you guys consider right. That's basically how they said it. That's how I just channeled it through them. I mean, I'm interpreting it and processing it and changing it in my brain, not changing it, but interpreting it to what we would call it. It's their language and our language. I'm like the interpreter. All right, I got to go. Somebody's calling me for some reason. Oh, it's somebody. Let me see. Are you a real person?
Hi, this is Allison. I'm calling because we sent you several notifications about extending coverage on your car warranty.
I don't have a car.
And this is one last courtesy call to let you know that you can still keep your vehicle under coverage. Would you like to hear more about your options?
Why would I want to hear more options? I don't have a car.
Sorry, you broke up. I'm calling because we sent you several notifications about extending coverage on your car warranty.
You sound like a real person.
Would you like to hear your options?
You sound like a real person. No, I don't want to hear options. I don't own a car.
I'm having a bad connection. Would you like to get information on extending your coverage with having a warranty inspection done?
No! Anyway, sorry about that. Was I still recording? Yeah, I was. I put this phone down and picked up that phone, and I was talking on the other phone. I think you'll be able to hear it, but I just put it face down, so I don't know if it missed. Anyway, I forgot where I was at talking because I got interrupted by a phone call. But I love y'all, and I'll talk to you later. This is some pretty intense stuff because I'm channeling nonstop. And the more I believe that I am, the more I channel. If I'm like, oh, I got to stop and do this stop at work, then I have to tap back into it. But now I've been in work, tapped into it. So I'm like, do I want to keep this going, or do I want to look crazy to other people? And I'm like, well, part of the game is to not look crazy, but to not look crazy, you have to play the game, whatever level of the game you're on. I'm like, well, that means I have to act like work matters and do all that. And they're like, you don't have to do any of that. And I'm like, well, then how do I make things happen in a physical way? And they're like, the power of persuasion isn't a negative power. Persuasion is a positive side of manipulation. Like, it's not like I do it on purpose. If I get somebody to do something I want them to do. I don't talk a girl into bed because I want to have sex. I talk a girl into bed because I know they want what I have to offer because I'm that good in bed. Does that make sense? But that was just an example. Anyway, I'm going to go. I didn't mean to get on that level. I was trying to use an example and I made it personal, and I'm sorry. Peace.